The state's oldest high school versus the state's most dominant Class A boys basketball team of the last 6 years. It's Central and Bellevue West. Let's meet the Eagles and the Thunderbirds. Here's Steve Roberts.
Good afternoon, basketball fans. On behalf of the NSAA, welcome to the Devaney Sports Center for the Class A championship game in the 2006 Boys State Basketball Tournament. This contest features, with a record of 23-4, the Omaha Central Eagles. And with a record of 26-2, the Bellevue West Thunderbirds. Now let's meet the players and coaches. First, the non-starters for the visiting team from Omaha Central. Number 1, Fred Perry. Number 2, Chris Griffin. Number 5, Bryant Cotton. Number 12, Andre Tostenson. Number 14, Lorenzo Wilson. Number 34, Stephen Fiskus. Number 55, Drew Meyer. Here are the non-starters for the home team from Bellevue West. Number 5, Brett Engelbart. Number 10, Demetrius Trisvan. Number 12, Jake Hers. Number 24, Kyle Wilson. Number 44, Brandon Clough. Number 50, Terrence Ollis. Number 52, Shamari Wellington. Introducing the starting lineup for the Omaha Central Eagles. A 5'9" sophomore, number 3, Ronell Grigsby. A 6'2" senior, number 10, Tim Kanger. A 6'2" junior, number 20, Ben Klein. A 6'1" sophomore, number 23, Josh Jones. A 6'6" senior, number 32, Rodney Grace. The assistant coaches are Herb Welling, Jason Jackson, Chad Burns, Ryan Hunter, and Donnie Johnson. The Central head coach in his 5th season is Eric Behrens. Introducing the starting lineup for the Bellevue West Thunderbirds. A 6'6" senior, number 4, Jake Meyer. A 6-foot junior, number 14, Tyler Vandement. A 6'1" sophomore, number 20, Jeff Allgood. A 6-foot sophomore, number 30, Antoine Young. A 6'2" senior, number 32, Jeff Martin. The assistant coaches are Steve Willett, Troy Horton, Jim Buswell, and John Morrow. The Thunderbirds head coach in his 8th year is Doug Woodard. Today's game officials, as assigned by the NSAA, are Greg Harden and Todd Zart. The bench official is Brian Rump.
Coming into this Class A state tournament field, you could probably throw a blanket over about 5 or 6 of these teams, but somebody snuck under the blanket earlier this week by the name of Kearney. They upset the number 2 seed. You see Omaha Central, they may have not been the number 1 seed, but they were the number 1 ranked team coming into this tournament. Bellevue West, 2-time defending champions, 2 blemishes on that record this season. And as you see the brackets, how they got there, there's that upset Kearney over Lincoln Northeast. And Kearney gave Omaha Central a pretty good ride yesterday as well. So congratulations to Kyle Hayner and the Bearcats for making this a very interesting Class A tournament. But I don't think there's any question, JF, that when you get down to it, these 2 teams are very deserving of being here. I guess the early question will be, you know, the Thunderbirds, even though they don't have as many starters back from last year's team, they got the tournament championship game experience. Omaha Central hasn't been here in 31 years, so none of these guys know what this experience is like.
I look for a game. We're going to get up and down the floor today. I think Bellevue West likes to get out and run. Omaha Central, get out and run, and we'll talk a little bit later about the matchups, but some outstanding matchups and some great young players.
And unlike our first 2 games, we may actually see some substitutions. A lot of starters played the entire game in our first 2 games today, but these 2 teams have to be deep just because of the style of game they play.
Man-to-man pressure put on by Bellevue West. They're switching everything on the perimeter.
Josh Jones nearly stumbling to the ground, feeds his teammate underneath. Rodney Grace, put back good, and the Eagles are up first. Foul at the sideline. That's going to be whistled on Ronell Grigsby. Yes, another Grigsby from Omaha Central High School.
Grigsby and Antoine Young, the sophomore point guards. What a matchup that is. Two of the best young point guards in the state.
And this is Antoine Young, as a sophomore, already committed to Creighton. But some people say if the pressure comes, there's a nice feed underneath. That's a travel on Tyler Vandermit. You know, he still has 2 more years, and as his reputation grows, you know that the bigger name schools are going to want to come in and try to steal him out of Omaha, but Dana Altman's been very good about building that fortress around the metro area and keeping the best talent in that town in Omaha.
25 yesterday against Southeast for Antoine Young. He had a great game.
Runner is short, and the rebound to Bellevue West. They're down in early 2-0. Outside, this is Jeff Martin. They look underneath to Jake Meyer, back to Martin. He'll shoot the 3, and he airballs it. Offensive board, though, for Vandermit. He'll get another crack at it, Will Martin, and he missed that one. Martin has struggled from beyond the arc in the first half of each of the first 2 games. Of all his 3-point field goal attempts, they've all been made in the second half, as you see a 3 from Josh Jones.
Jones picking up where he left off yesterday at 26 against Kearney.
Nice give underneath, falling to the ground, no foul. Bodies fall, no basket. Bellevue West still looking for their first points. Grigsby for 3, too strong. Rebound to Jake Meyer. Here comes Young into the front court. Young's gonna take it himself. So far a struggle for Bellevue West, a team that thrives on getting out in front and then pressuring you. When Omaha Central beat Bellevue West and ended their 25-game winning streak earlier this year, they got out to a huge first quarter lead. Blocking foul on Tyler Vandermit.
Central at a 4-out, 1 under set with Grace in the paint. Going to try to run some crossing action, some weave, spread Bellevue West out, and let them penetrate into the paint.
Ben Klein will trigger it in for Central. Here's Grigsby, shoots it underneath. Nice feed, Tim Kanger for 2. And it's 7-0. Underneath, maybe an ill-advised pass. Nice play, though, by Grace to keep it alive. Now the ball rolling around on the floor. Look at Grigsby! What a play by Ronell Grigsby! The Eagles have come to play here today. Grigsby draws the foul. Boy, Ronell Grigsby sending an early message here, JF. He first made the nice play diving there and then draws the foul.
Ronell really didn't play well yesterday, and I'm sure he's coming out today with something to prove. That was a fantastic crossover move right there on Antoine Young.
So here's Ronell Grigsby, 5'9" sophomore, averages 14 points. Missed the first free throw.
One thing about Bellevue West, they've got the green light, John, and they're going to shoot the ball.
Missed the second. Still, though, Central with the 7-0 lead. Young is fouled. Grigsby has just picked up his second quick foul here, and he's going to go to the bench. And that will bring Chris Griffin into the ball game. So 2 quick fouls and a quick word from head coach Eric Behrens.
Chris Griffin got a lot of minutes yesterday, John, with Grigsby on the bench with foul trouble, played well.
They get it into Young. Bellevue West still.
Zone on the out of bounds by Central, 2-3 zone.
3 on the way is good, and the shutout is averted. Jeff Allgood for 3. Nice dish underneath. Grace, rejected. This is Jake Meyer. Vandermeer goes up top. Here he comes through the lane. Antoine Young, runner is too long. Offensive board for Jake Meyer. This ought to be an interesting matchup. Grace against Meyer, both 6'6", both seniors, good players. You got Grace 32 for Omaha Central. Meyer just made that last shot, number 4, and a turnover against Allgood. Without Grigsby on the floor, Central looks a little frazzled here. Young for 3 in the lead, and just like that, Bellevue West was down 7-0. They're up 8-7.
As I said, John, they play the same way the entire game, and when they're open, they're going to shoot.
Central into the front court, Kanger. Now to Josh Jones. This Josh Jones kid, as you mentioned, sophomore, real talent. He had a stretch where he made 17 of 23 three-pointers.
A lot of people on press row yesterday comparing him to Ron Kellogg. Similar with the left hand.
Oh, that's some very good company. After the miss, 8-7, Bellevue West. Right back the other way. Down through the lane, nice bounce pass. He was stripped though. Kanger got back on defense, took it out of Vandermeer's hands. 3:02 to go, first quarter. It's Bellevue West leading Omaha Central 8-7 in the 96th State Class A Championship.
Nebraska is the only state served completely by publicly owned power. That means our success isn't determined by how well we serve stockholders, but by how well we serve fellow Nebraskans. It means Nebraskans working 24 hours a day to provide uninterrupted service and affordable electric rates to other Nebraskans. Always there when you need us. NPPD. Together with your local public power utility.
Are you living with a piece of the past? The History Detectives want to hear your story. Go to the address on your screen and don't miss the new season of History Detectives.
John Bishop, J.F. Hoffman here courtside at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Omaha Central trails Bellevue West 8-7. Thunderbirds will try to inbound here. Thunderbirds trying to do something that only one other school has done, and that is win 3 straight Class A titles. 96 years of Class A basketball history, and only one team has won 3 in a row or more, and that was Lincoln Northeast. That amazing run from 95 through 98. And the thing about that 98 squad, they did not substitute once in that state championship game. Jump shot good by Josh Jones.
Silky smooth on the jumper, John.
9-8, Central back on top by 1. Grigsby still not on the floor right now after he picked up that second foul for Central. Young. Calling out instructions, looking for a pick from Meyer. He only had his pocket pick. Ball still loose on the floor. Who's going to come away with it? Omaha Central will.
Great hustle play by Grace.
Grace started it. Now Central back the other way. That's going to be a double dribble. Coming in for Bellevue West will be Jeff Allgood. Terrence Ollis into the game for the T-Birds. Hollis, number 50, running to the right side of your screen. He's got it. Antoine Young flashing on top for 3. No from Allgood. Rebound Central. Griffin down the front, through the lane, draws the harm. Foul is going to be on Antoine Young. That's number 1 on Young, number 3 on Bellevue West. That'll bring Lorenzo Wilson into the Central lineup, number 14.
Both teams going deeper into their bench today than they have all weekend, John.
3 on the way. Off the back of the iron, loose ball, and jumping over the table, and he's okay. And he picks up the ball. Lorenzo Wilson just into the game. Perhaps trying out for the 110-meter hurdles for state track. Up top 3, Engelbart. Good! Brett Engelbart, the sophomore, who had a 3 yesterday, has a 3 today, and it's 11-9 Bellevue West. Bad pass, Kanger couldn't handle it. Young on the break, here it comes. 3 is too long. Rebound Central. Less than a minute left first quarter. Ben Klein looking for somewhere to go. They want to set a pick on Young. Fade away, good. Nice shot by Ben Klein, we're tied again. Look down low, they'll go to the big guy this time. Jake Meyer with the turnaround over Grace.
Jake Meyer, the Rockhurst recruit, headed to Kansas City next year.
I beg your pardon, he did that over Wilson. Grace off the floor at this moment. Down through the lane. Griffin a little runner. Rebound Bellevue West. They'll launch a long shot at the end of the first quarter, and that'll do it for 1 quarter of play in the Class A title game. Bellevue West 13, Omaha Central 11.
This program is brought to you by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. Soy biodiesel is a soy-based, clean-burning, renewable fuel that can be blended with petroleum diesel to reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Soy biodiesel, making a difference for Nebraska's soybean farmers and you.
Programming is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 15 years, Education Quest has offered free college planning services. These services include scholarship searches, student loan information, college selection, and help with completing financial aid application. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments are available at 800-666-3721.
Welcome back, second quarter getting underway here in the Devaney Center. John Bishop, J.F. Hoffman, along with Kyle D'Elia and Kevin Suits here on 1011 and NET. And a reminder, you can catch highlights and scores on our website, KOLNKGIN.com. Had a couple of tight ball games to start off, and another one promised here between numbers 1 and 2. And the two-time defending champions Bellevue West with the lead and the ball and the drive and the hoop by Martin.
Jeff Martin, a UNK recruit, headed to Kearney to play with Drew Baronic.
Going to be roommates with Baronic from Ravenna. Loose on the floor, going to be a tie-up. Central basketball on the possession arrow. You take a look at Eric Behrens in his 5th year at Omaha Central. In his 5 years, he's 5 for 5 getting this team to the state tournament, but the stigma against Central was mentally they would break down or they'd lose their cool at key moments. And even though in many cases they were the more physically, the more athletic team, sometimes between the ears they weren't the mentally toughest team, and that hurt them. But here they are in the finals with what some believe to be the best of their squads, more complete.
I think they've been composed this weekend. Appears that they have good chemistry. They're a better defensive team with Grigsby out on the floor for sure.
And Grigsby in on the game right now. He was working against Young a moment ago. Watch those two guys against each other. Young got an opening. Martin reached in, or Meyer, I should say, reached in and just tipped it home. He was flying in to get the ball, and he just swatted it up in the air and went down. Bellevue West by 6. Central had the early lead at 7-0. It's a 17-4 run now for the Thunderbirds.
Bellevue West was down 7-0. They didn't panic. Now the shots are starting to fall.
Now, if you recall, that lead evaporated in about 2 snaps. A couple of threes, and that's all it took. 3 on the way is good from Josh Jones.
That is pretty as jumper as you're going to see, John.
Great rotation, too, on the ball. Nice little soft touch. Under 6 to play first half. 17-14. Bellevue West with the lead in the ball. Up through the lane, and we're going to have a foul on the floor. That'll be just number 3 on Central. Doug Woodard, the head coach for the Thunderbirds. And after the foul, we'll have a timeout. 5:50 left before halftime, and Bellevue West leads by 3.
Live coverage of the 2006 State High School Basketball Championships is brought to you in part by E10 Unleaded with Ethanol helps Nebraska and its communities. Nebraska farmers and others who support E10 Unleaded with Ethanol say, let's get with it, Nebraska. Hastings College, where you can pursue your passion. Liberty Herbicide from Bear Crop Science, who reminds you that Liberty Herbicide is designed to work with Liberty Link hybrids. Nebraska Tire, multiple locations across Nebraska. You're always close to Nebraska Tire. One Oak Energy Marketing, natural gas from One Oak, always a warm welcome. Nebraska's independent colleges offer individualized attention and a close student-faculty relationship to ensure educational success.
Stars are bright here in the Class A championship game. JF taking a look at the numbers here early on. Very even statistics. Really the only thing that stands out, Bellevue West, a few more rebounds than Central. A look underneath. No basket, but a foul, and that'll send Jake Meyer, the 6'6" senior, to the free throw line. Shoot 2.
Nice flash into the paint by Meyer, able to use the left hand.
Fouls on Tim Kanger as his first, 14 foul against the Eagles. Meyer this weekend has been pretty close to his average, 15 points yesterday in the win over Southeast, including 3 three-pointers. So this is a big kid who not only can play the post, but he can flash out and shoot the 3. He makes the second. The lead is up to 5. Jones across the timeline. Grigsby. Back to Jones. Now Ben Klein. It's in the corner for Kanger, and Klein are playing catch with it. Now they work outside. Three, yes! Grigsby.
For 3.
And it's 19-17. Ronell Grigsby with his first 3 of the game. Martin wants to go up and through. Fouls on the floor. See who they got that on, I think.
I'm sure Doug Woodard would like to see Martin get some more touches, get some more shot attempts. 2 points, 4 field goal attempts here. 5:03 to go in the second.
Josh Jones whistled with his first personal foul. Trap in the corner, they get it away. Under 5 to go in the first half. Bellevue West leads by 2. Young Outside, deep three. But too long. Ball last touched by Central, and a nice save by Jones. This is Klein into the front court for Central. Jones spots up three. No. And back the other way come the Thunderbirds. Meyer head faked a three, came in a couple of steps, missed it. Grace had the rebound for a moment, lost it and was fouled by Vanderman. And that is his second foul. Team foul number 4 against the Thunderbirds. Terrence Ollis back into the game, number 50. He's playing the inbound man. Now they help work the trap. Coming up on the halfway mark here in this second quarter.
Stack set for Central.
And that opens up a wide open look for Josh Jones, and he drains it.
Created by Grigsby with the crossover, got himself into the paint, pitched it out to Jones.
11 points for Jones, and the lead is back in Central's hands. Here's Ollis off the glass, no. Rebound Meyer up through the lane, yes.
Meyer.
Grigsby with a near steal, and it's going to belong to Central.
Great hustle there by Jeff
Right,
Martin.
I
What
beg
an
your
effort.
pardon. Bellevue West. You can see the activity, Grigsby all over the floor. That ball kicked off Grigsby's foot, they'll reset.
They got the two sophomore matchups, Grigsby and Young, and then on the wing, you've got Jones and Allgood. Four of the best sophomores in Class A are on the floor today.
Now, which just means that these two teams have the ability to be back here next year.
And not a bad freshman coming in. I understand he's really raised some eyebrows on the football field as well, the wide receiver.
Andre Tonstenson, number 12, who we just saw a moment ago. So there is some real talent coming up in Omaha Central. You know, they've got new facilities there for the oldest school, new football stadium. For years, they played at a middle school in Omaha. Now they're back in their own home gym. So as things improve at Omaha Central, the talent is there with it. Rodney Grace picks up the foul here. That's his first. Team foul number 6 on Central. And maybe with 3:22 left in the first half, we might see a team in the bonus for the first time in a first half today. Very few fouls in any of our state championship games.
Grigsby and Griffin on the floor at the same time now for Central.
Off balance three, and Martin still has not made a three-point shot in the first half of a state tournament game. Tostenson, runner was too strong, but there to pick it up was Rodney Grace, and he downs it. Central back up by 1, 3 minutes to go. Ball fumbled off the foot of Ollis. Here comes Griffin. Oh, and he missed the layup. A little too much English. So off the break, here's Young into the front court. Ollis, nice bounce pass right in front of Griffin, and the finish for Brett Engelbart.
Bellevue West executes the back door. Central in the hard deny out on the wings. Engelbart goes back door and finishes.
Three from Grigsby, in and out. Almost had a rebound, and yes, coming out of it is Grace. He stayed with it.
6th rebound for Grace.
Having a busy day on the boards. In the corner, Tostenson, three, swish! Andre Tostenson introduces himself to the action, and Central has a 2-point lead under 2 minutes left. Top of the key, three on the way. No from Martin. Rebound Eagles, chance to build on a 2-point lead.
8 lead changes here in the first half. Back and forth.
Entertaining basketball so far here in Class A. We've had good basketball all day, really. No complaints from this end. 2 champions crowned, 1 coming here in Class A. Inside, outside, Griffin has a 3, rolls out. Rebound to Alice, up ahead, Young. Young through the lane, draws the foul on Grigsby, and that's number 3.
And that's big. Central definitely a better defensive basketball team with Grigsby on the floor. He's strong, he's quick. Young's been pretty quiet. They've held him in check. 3 points here in the first half for Antoine Young. Had 25 yesterday, was very assertive against Lincoln Southeast.
So you see him come out of the game. Tostenson also sits down. Tim Kanger in. And so too is Ben Klein. At the free throw line, it will be Antoine Young. But first, the officials having a discussion at the scorer's table. So we'll pause here for a moment. Minute 14 left before halftime. Central leads Bellevue West 25-23. That foul on Grigsby, his 3rd, Central's 7th.
And so the discussion is on the previous trip down the floor if it was a 3 or a 2.
Scoreboard is correct at 25-23. Here's Antoine Young. This young man picked up, this young man, Young, has quite an admirer in Matt Doherty, the former Blue Tar Heel, former coach at Notre Dame and Carolina, now at Florida Atlantic. Saw him play in some summer league ball and thought and was wondering why has no one signed this kid, as he has the block, but they're going to call the foul. Was wondering how come no one signed this kid yet? Well, he was informed that he was just a freshman between his freshman and sophomore years.
Now the thing that makes him so special right now at such a young age, he can go either way, left or right, and he could do it with quickness. And that's the thing that I've seen this weekend, is his ability to go either way.
He just picked up his 2nd foul, and at the free throw line is Chris Griffin. Griffin, the 5'10 sophomore, 4 points, 1 rebound average. He's in there for Grigsby, presumably for the rest of the half, as Grigsby is sitting with 3 fouls. A stat to keep in mind as we start the second half. Second free throw good, and the lead is 2. 56 seconds left before halftime. We need to take a break, so stay right there.
All across the state, Nebraskans use electricity every day. And that electricity is 100% publicly owned. So profits don't go to stockholders, but are returned to Nebraskans. And because the power is supplied to Nebraskans by Nebraskans, it's reliable. Always there when you need us. NPPD, together with your local public power utility.
From the creators of Frontier House and Colonial House, Texas Ranch House, coming in May to PBS.
Omaha Central 26, Bellevue West 24. Back for the final minute of play here in the first half. Thunderbirds will inbound. Here we go with Young bringing it into the front court against Josh Jones.
Zone trap put up by Central.
Young outside, Engelbart. Engelbart draws some attention.
A 1-3-1 zone now in the half court by Central.
Young wants to take it through the lane. The runner from the free throw line is good. And that was with his left hand. 26-26, 20 seconds left first half. Central will likely hold for the last shot of the first half.
Eric Barron's directed traffic right now.
Let's see if they try to get this one to Jones.
Bellevue West switched quickly to a 2-3 zone.
There's Jones, frees himself up and makes it! Oh, Josh Jones falling away!
Bellevue West went into a 2-3 zone, John, to keep the penetration from happening into the paint. And Jones just stepped back. I mean, that's just a great individual play. What can you do about that if you're Bellevue West? You got to hand it to him. When you hit a fadeaway three-pointer from 20 feet, it's going your way. Jones with 14 to lead all scorers.
Let's go down to Kyle D'Elia. He is with Eagles coach Eric Barron's.
Coach, how big was it that you come back in the second quarter after they make their run, and then you nail that three right at the half? That's got to be some good stuff. Talk about the first thing first.
Well, you know, they're a team that makes a lot of spurts, and so we really needed to come back and refocus and kind of slow ourselves down a little bit because we had a couple turnovers. And then the three at the end is huge. It gives us some momentum going into half. Hopefully we can keep it going.
Real quick, how are you going to defeat Bellevue West this second half? How is it going to happen?
We got to defend and rebound. We got to take care of the ball and take good shots. Fundamental basketball.
Thank you for the time. Go get with your kids.
Thank you.
You got it. Right now you're looking at Omaha Central 29, the two-time defending champs 26. We're back after the break on 10-11 and NET.
Coverage of the 2006 Nebraska State High School Basketball Championships on NET are made possible in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. By the Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, community grants, and college planning services. And by the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment.
Jumper is good.
From the creators of Frontier House and Colonial House, Texas Ranch House, coming in May to PBS.
Hi, I'm Ken Burns. Public television has made a difference in my life for as long as I can remember. It's been the place, the best place, to celebrate the stories that unite us all, the stories of America. That's why I support PBS, and I hope you will too. Thank you.
France is a beautiful country and a fascinating culture. I'm Rick Steves. Join me for a Best of France special on this station. From the rustic countryside to the chic Riviera, from ancient architecture to modern art, and from the laid back to the action-packed. Vive la France!
Coming March 20th to NET1.
It's an annual celebration of Celtic music and traditions. Set against the shores of Ontario's Lake Huron, Irish performer Sean Keane headlines the Celtic Roots Festival.
Thursday night at 9 Central Time on NET1.
I got the right temperature for shelter.
welcome back to the Class A Championship on 10-11 and NET, the final game of Session 1. And Omaha Central 29, Bellevue West 26 for some crazy reason. If you're just joining us, let's recap the All-State team, John, real quick. I might dump this one in your lap. Well, representation that some you can't argue with. And what I'm getting at, a lot of people watching on NET, a lot of great athletes from Central as we're seeing. Of course, Young from Bellevue West, and I know there's a lot of great others on the Omaha schools out there. So, you know, it's a very tough, competitive Class A.
No question about it. I think there was a lot of times you kind of defer to experience in seniors, and that's what you're looking at here with a host of seniors. Matt Hill, I don't think there's any question, Matt Hill going to Texas, the top player in the state among the senior class, ended his career yesterday, in fact, with 24 points. He averaged over 20 a game and 12 rebounds. Jeff Martin from Bellevue West, we've seen him here today. He's kind of struggled in the state tournament, but as we mentioned, he's going to UNK. Tyler Bullock, who's got a reputation as a good football player as well as a good basketball player. He actually transferred in from Omaha, came to Lincoln North Star this year. Andrew Bridger, he's headed to UNO next year. Fine player, dishes out the assists with regularity, and a very athletic young man. And Matt Newman, a young man that not a lot of people may recognize simply because his team did not make the state tournament. But again, I think the coaches here trying to vote for seniors, but as we've seen on this floor, there's freshmen and there's sophomores out there, and there's probably some juniors as well that we're going to see in years to come on this Class A All-State team.
22-12 for Newman and Bullock. Hey, if you know where he's going to school, let us know, but take it away, Johnny.
All right. We are at halftime of the Class A championship game. It's 29-26, a very evenly played first half, as the statistics will point out. We'll point those out to you coming up as we continue with more from the Bob Devaney Sports Center on Championship Saturday.
Are dolphins intelligent? By anybody's standards, the answer is yes.
You tell me what's different? Color. That's right.
I think rats are very intelligent animals. I think they do actually think.
After decades of research, do we finally know how animals think? A meeting of the minds next time on Inside the Animal Mind.
Sunday night at 6 Central Time on NET1.
NET's Nebraska Connects is an ongoing online reference guide that gets bigger and better all the time. One website connects you with information about elder care, educational financial aid, insurance advice, health tips, and so much more. Find out more at netnebraska.org. Click on television and look for Nebraska Connects. Be more connected with NET.
In the heart of the Pacific, adventure is born. Jean-Michel Cousteau's Ocean Adventures.
The NSAA's Believers and Achievers, brought to you by U.S. Bank, being honored here at halftime of the Boys State Basketball Tournament. As we take a look at the first half numbers of this Class A championship game, it's pretty much a dead heat. You can pretty much ignore the free throws because there's only been 8 attempted in this game altogether, but turnovers, rebounds the same, field goal percentage the same. The difference in this game is 3 points, and that was provided off the hand of Josh Jones, who hit that 3 fadeaway before the first half buzzer sounded. He has 4 for 5 from beyond the arc and has 14 points to lead all scorers in the first half. Bellevue West led by Jake Meyer, who himself is having a good day from the field. 4 of 5, 2 from 2 from the free throw line. He's got 10 points. So far, the lead has changed 8 times in a dead heat in Class A. Central, though, by a nose. And we'll be back with more in a moment.
Nebraska is the only state served completely by publicly owned power. That means our success isn't determined by how well we serve stockholders, but by how well we serve fellow Nebraskans. It means Nebraskans working 24 hours a day to provide uninterrupted service and affordable electric rates to other Nebraskans. Always there when you need us. NPPD. Together with your local public power utility.
If you've got a bowl, spoon, and some simple household ingredients, we've got hours of fun for you and your kids.
We'll create shake and make slushies, fossil rocks, and dozens of crazy all-new contraptions and concoctions.
Join us for Kid Concoctions 2.
Coming March 19th to NET1. From NPR News to Car Talk, a Prairie Home companion, and soothing classical music, NET Radio has just what you need to get through your busy week. Please become a new member or renew your support during the NET Radio membership drive, March 31st through April 8th. Thanks.
To the Devaney Center. John Bishop, J.F. Hoffman here courtside in the Class A championship. It's Omaha Central 29, Bellevue West 26. Well, first half is out of the way now. We've talked about how even pretty much this basketball game is. What's going to be the difference in the second half? You got to think that those 3 fouls from Ronell Grigsby is going to factor in here somewhere. You know he's going to start the second half, but how much is Bellevue West going to try to maybe force the issue towards him and see if they can sucker him into that 4th foul? Because it seemed to me as if Central defensively wasn't quite the same team with him not on the floor.
Oh, they're certainly better defensively with Grigsby in the game. Obviously, I'm sure they're talking at halftime about identifying Josh Jones when he comes across midcourt. I don't think they were ignoring him. He hit some really tough shots, but again, they want to pressure him. And for Bellevue West, really, when I look at the first half, look at the stat sheet, Jeff Martin has got to get going here. He's got 2 points. He's 1 for 7 from the field, 0 for 5 from the 3-point line. Antoine Young, he's got 6 points in the first half. Him and Grigsby are really locked up. And so Martin's really the X factor for Bellevue West. He's got to come up big for them in the second half if they want to win this basketball game. Jake Meyer really playing well, 10 points, 5 rebounds. I think Central really, they want to continue to do what they've been doing. They've been doing a nice job of penetrating in the lane, kick out. Josh Jones been knocking down the 3.
Let's go down to Kyle D'Elia, who's with Bellevue West head coach Doug Woodard.
Thanks, guys. I'm sure with your success, keep it simple, Coach. That's for me. I'm sure the viewers want to know, what'd you say to your guys at the half? Our guys at the table have made an assessment, and then what is it going to take to win this game?
We got to generate some more points off our defense. We'd like to get the game going a little faster pace. I don't think we're really pushing the ball like we need to. And we have to do a much better job of locating Jones. He's obviously had a great first half, and we got to try to make somebody else hit some shots.
Lastly, that 3 that they hit, I mean, that's a done deal, new half. I mean, that going to spur them a little bit or just something to forget? I mean, how do you forget about that 3 they hit? Or is it over and done with?
Let's go to the next play. I think it's our ball coming out, so we just got to make a play.
Thanks a lot. Good luck the rest of the way. Trying to three-peat. Great family, Coach Woodard, one of the many great coaches. Right now it's Central 29, Bellevue West 26. We're back on 10-11 and NET.
This program is brought to you by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. Soy biodiesel is a soy-based, clean-burning, renewable fuel that can be blended with petroleum diesel to reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Soy biodiesel, making a difference for Nebraska's soybean farmers and you.
Programming is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 15 years, Education Quest has offered free college planning services. These services include scholarship searches, student loan information, college selection, and help with completing financial aid application. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments are available at 800-666-3721.
Create explores your passions.
Plants and gardens.
Cook.
Traveling. I like finger painting.
Make the most of your free time with Create.
Create is the newest channel from NET Television. Turn it on NET3. All NET television channels are available on regular, digital, or cable TV. Visit our website, netnebraska.org, to find out how to see them in your area.
Welcome back. We're here with Courtney Grigsby, the star DB for the Huskers. Courtney, a former Omaha Central alumni. A lot of people don't know, great student athlete. Give me your assessment on this first half.
It's a first half. Both teams are very competitive. Both have great guard play, and I think that's going to be the telling of the game, how the guards handle the game.
What do you think of your brothers so far?
Gotta stop reaching. They're gonna call the little stuff. They did it every year down here at state, so they just gotta keep his hands back.
35 state appearances. It's been a while since the championship. What would it mean for the Eagles to win one?
It'll mean a whole lot just for the city of Omaha, to bring it back to Omaha. You know, Omaha Public Schools haven't won in a long time. And right now, we're on the biggest stage right now, so it'll be very important for the state and for OPS.
Real quick, how excited is this group for spring football to start?
Oh, we can't wait. We got high expectations for the year, and I just think we're going to have a great year next year.
Thanks for stopping by. We're going to throw it to break with his Omaha Central on top of Bellevue West by 3. See you after the break.
All right, thanks a lot, Kyle. Courtney Grigsby, one of 5 in that family. People at Omaha are going, hey, wait a minute. Where can we get rid of these guys? They're driving us crazy. But did you notice the little subtle dig at the officials there? They're gonna call those touch fouls, so he's got to watch those touch fouls.
Hey, you got to defend your brother.
Oh, definitely. I mean, blood or no, you got to defend blood, no doubt about it. But he was talking about winning one for OPS. And if you look back, sure, the Metro Conference has done okay thanks to Bellevue West, but you go back, there's Grand Island, there's Lincoln High, there's Lincoln East, there's Bellevue West, there's Grand Island, there's Northeast, there's Omaha Creighton Prep, but that's not public schools. You got Papillion La Vista. You got to go back to 1992. Omaha Benson, the last time an Omaha public school won the state championship, something that needs to be brought up there. So Courtney trying to give a shout out to the Big O. And so far their team is up by 3, but we'll see what happens. He talked about his brother Ronell and keeping him out of foul trouble. He's going to start on the floor here in the second half with 3 fouls. And that's really one thing we haven't had a chance to talk about today is guys in foul trouble. All of our games have been very cleanly played so far.
Interesting, Coach Woodard talked about speeding up the pace for Bellevue West. And I found that very interesting. I thought it was a pretty fast pace already, but he wants to make it a little bit faster.
Oh, high lob! Beautiful pass! Vanderman! And guess who? Antoine Young sailing through the air. What a way to start the second half. Bellevue West back within 1. I did find that very interesting because how many people would want to say, yeah, we got to pick up the pace against Omaha Central. Only Bellevue West can get away with saying that in most cases. Ben Klein with the retaliation 2 on the other side. Not as pretty as Young's, but it still counts. 31-28. A kick in, look for the big guy. He draws a double team to the baseline. Straight up in the air, though, was Grace, and he fought through it.
Meyer had nowhere to go on that first shot. He got himself underneath the basket, able to get it back and put it up strong.
31-30, Central down through the lane. Layup good, Jeff Allgood.
Klein with 2 straight baskets now for Central.
33-30, here comes Young. The pace has picked up a little bit here, if you can believe that. All the way in. Nice pass over in the corner. 3 for Grigsby, no, but he follows the shot. Kanger has an open 3, he's got it. And it's 36-30. This is Central's biggest lead since they got out to that 7-0 advantage in the first quarter. Hop step through the lane, little hanger, yes, for Allgood. Jeff Allgood's been your offense here.
Great move by Allgood there. Pump fake, just a subtle pump fake, got himself into the paint. Outstanding young sophomore.
Allgood. How many times are we going to say that today? Outstanding young sophomore. Oh, nice move in there.
I'm going to say it one more time at least.
Yeah, exactly. There's Ronell Grigsby getting the heads up from his brother. 38-32. Down again, and a foul. This one along the baseline is Allgood. Took it in strong. He draws the first foul of the second half.
Neither team being patient offensively, John. They're bringing it down and putting it up.
Like we just sit back and watch and enjoy this one with the rest of you. 38-32 after the foul, which was whistled on Ben Klein. That was his second. First foul of the second half. Bellevue West down 6 with the ball. Open three is short. They run the floor quickly. Look out, Jones!
Boy, what an outlet pass by Klein. That was right on the money.
And a timeout taken by Doug Woodard. He does not like the way the second half started. You know, it started with Antoine Young flying through the air on the alley-oop. And after that, Omaha Central took control.
Funding is provided in part by the Dr. Thomas and Dorothy Hallstrom Fund, created to support broadcasting of the Nebraska State High School basketball tournament.
Listen to NET Radio throughout the month of March for Nebraska Connects Mental Health Reform. It's an in-depth series on the struggles and the successes of rural Nebraska in meeting the needs of people with mental illness.
The biggest problem that people face is the distances to get to services and the lack of psychiatrists in the area.
Nebraska Connects Mental Health Reform, a morning edition series, Thursdays and Fridays on NET Radio.
Bishop J.F. Hoffman back at the Devaney Center. 5:30 left third quarter. Omaha Central has been on fire here in this third period.
5 of 6 this quarter from the field for Central, really beating Bellevue West at their own game right now.
A look outside. Their offense right now has come from this young man, Jeff Allgood. Young away from the ball, a foul. Be the second on Central.
Martin and Young and Martin coming in respectively 17 and 16-point averages. Young with 8 right now, Martin with 2.
They had the foul on Klein. I thought they said it might have been Griffin, but if it's against Klein, it's his third, and that's what they have marked up on the board. So a couple of players with 3 fouls for the Eagles.
Grace clearing the glass. He's got 10 rebounds now, really dominating the glass.
Here's Grace, backing in, muscling in. And too much roll on the basketball. Back the other way. Martin still struggling from beyond the arc.
He rushed that shot, John. Just didn't collect himself, get squared up to the basket, and let it go.
He's something like 3 for 24 in the state tournament this weekend. 3 on the way, yes! Josh Jones! And it's an 11-point lead for the Eagles. A head fake, a drive in. Meyer pops from 18 feet.
It's probably someone that Bellevue West needs to go to more. Jake Meyer, really the offense for Bellevue West here, along with Allgood.
9-point lead for Central. 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Kanger all the way out. Josh Jones. Josh Jones frees himself up for a shot. Boy, this kid is on fire. He cannot be stopped on the break down the floor. Basket and foul. They're going to count it. Central wanted to travel, but they ran the floor well. Vandermint scoring off the basket, scoring in transition. That's what Bellevue West likes to do.
That's Bellevue West basketball. On the other end of the floor, Josh Jones in a little bit of a zone right now. As I talked about at halftime, you know, I think Bellevue West knows where he's at. They're getting a hand in the face, but right now he's just elevating over the defense and really feeling it offensively with his jump shot. Great extension on that left hand.
Here's Vandermeer for the three-point play. He knocks it down, and the lead is 8. 45-37. Into the front court comes Jones, and a foul. This will be the first of the second half against Bellevue West. Fouls on Martin, that's his second. And Central will inbound.
Bellevue going to zone it up on the out-of-bounds play.
Griffin and Grigsby. Griffin outside the arc. Here's the freshman, Costenson. Too strong, and the rebound to Martin, and they're going to get Grace. Grace and Meyer next to each other. Eric Behrens wanting an explanation. That's foul number 2 on Grace. 4th team foul against Central. Behrens.
Meyer with his 6th rebound of the game.
Behrens wanting an explanation from our officials. Gets it, now we're back underway. Pass thrown at the feet of Vandermeer. Flash into the basket, fade away, good!
Antoine Young curling into the lane.
Antoine Young, who has 10 points in this game. Leading Bellevue West here in the second half anyway. Ball kicked out of bounds, still belongs to Central, 6-point lead. Meyer has 14 to lead Bellevue West scoring, and Josh Jones with 19 points in this game and an unbelievable 7 of 9, including 5 of 6 beyond the arc. Griffin thought about it from 3, kicks it away to Tostenson, who has a wide open look from 12 feet. And just a moment here. What happened?
Referees better step in here.
Oh yeah, Martin is down. We couldn't see him. Martin crashing down there. There's a look at him.
Grigsby and Martin got tangled up on the sidelines.
He's doubled over a little bit.
I saw the referee. He was looking to his right onto the court. He did not see the action when they got tangled up. We really didn't have a good angle either to see it.
No, because we were following the ball, and then all of a sudden we heard a thunk. And because Martin was laying right up against the scores table, we couldn't see what the come-up was about, so we had to get up and physically look until our camera had the shot. Now Grigsby coming over to talk with his head coach. And
Eric Barrett subbing in for Ronell Grigsby.
There was not a foul called that I could tell. No, there was not.
Just an injury timeout on the floor.
And I think they brought Grigsby out just to make sure heads were cooled. So after the substitution, here's Meyer. Look for the backdoor cut. It wasn't there. Young through the lane was stripped. He's fouled. That one's going to be on Jones, I believe. If it is, that would be his second. And the intensity level has been turned up in this one.
And I would predict the referees' whistles are going to get turned up as well. They don't want this thing tempers rising a little bit, and they're going to keep this under control as much as they can.
A lot of competitors out there on that floor. And here is one of them, Antoine Young, will go to the free throw line off the 5th Central foul. 2-shot situation. He knocks down the first. Back into the game is Terrence Ollis, 6'2 senior.
Central's done a nice job on Young. He's got 11, but he's 4 for 10 from the field.
He makes them both, and the lead is back to 6 for the Eagles. And now here's the pressure off the inbound. Griffin Into the front court, Tostenson. Griffin looking for Jones. Jones draws the assignment from Young. Tostenson tried to get it underneath to Grace. Grace went one way, the ball went the other. It's a turnover. Bellevue West can get it within a possession here if they knock down a three. Bounce pass entry. And back out. Young looking for an open look. Down through the lane, all good. Nowhere to go. Outside three is there. Three is good. Brett Engelbart.
Engelbart off the bench with 8. Huge for Bellevue West.
And that's the first three-pointer, I think, of the second half for Bellevue West. They have 4 in the game and a timeout. Eric Behrens and Omaha Central has the advantage and the momentum. The advantage is still Central, but the momentum is now with Bellevue West with 1:22 left to go here in the third quarter. And you can feel the pressure just turned up here just a little bit more. Central got out to that great start here in the third quarter, but ever since Grigsby left the floor, and again, we talked about it in the first half, Central a better defensive team with number 3 out there.
Absolutely, John. That really was when the tide turned. Bellevue West with some momentum now. And how about Brett Engelbart stepping up now, hitting that 3 off the left wing. That was big for Bellevue West. With Martin struggling from the field, Engelbart's going to have to step up and knock down that perimeter jump shot.
With that said, Ronell Grigsby now back into the game for the Eagles as we come back in after this timeout.
It'll be Bellevue just 4 of 15 from the three-point line here in the game.
But they hit that last one a moment ago that made it a three-point game. Here's Grigsby off the inbound 3, no. Offensive board, Kanger, yes.
Tim Kanger.
And the lead is up to 5, coming up on a minute to play in the third quarter. Tried to throw a pass down the floor, and Young is intercepted. Chris Griffin skying. Here's Grigsby through the lane. Roller's good. Right back in the show and a turnover. Bad pass. Here he comes, tried the dunk and it missed. Oh, they tried the dunk. Central wanted the foul on Jones. 3 from the corner, yes.
5-point swing there, John. Missed dunk. Bellevue West comes down and hits the 3.
Gotta be smart. Gotta be smart. It's situations like that where Central usually gets themselves into trouble. Let's see how they react now. They're still up 4. Missed that dunk and maybe lost a little bit of their focus, and that let Bellevue West down the floor for the 3. They'll play for this last shot here. Grigsby up top, Jones, they look outside. Drive to the baseline, kick underneath, here's Grace! And he'll go to the line to shoot 2. You know, Grace has been pretty active on the boards with 10, but only 4 points here today. He's an offensive presence that has not been felt.
First personal foul, second team foul.
Average is 14, and he was on that average throughout the state tournament.
Interesting at the end of quarters, Bellevue West has gone 2-3 zone to stop the penetration from the Central guards.
He shoots 2, he gets the first. Bellevue West going to back off here, 3.6. They want to set up some kind of a play here to get off a shot. There's the second. Let's see what they do here. They're going to bring in the freshman, Central will, Tostenson off the bench. Grace will come out. Central with pressure in the backcourt. Here's Young. Young across half court, puts up a shot at the buzzer, and it almost went in.
Would have counted.
Central will get the basketball first when we come back in the fourth quarter, and the Eagles lead by 6 in the Class A championship.
All across the state, Nebraskans use electricity every day. And that electricity is 100% publicly owned. So profits don't go to stockholders, but are returned to Nebraskans. And because the power is supplied to Nebraskans by Nebraskans, it's reliable. Always there when you need us. NPPD, together with your local public power utility.
From the creators of Frontier House and Colonial House, Texas Ranch House, coming in May to PBS.
Grixby helping out.
5'9" Grixby right over the 6'6" Jake Myers. Very athletic move.
As you take a look at the sophomore, that's right, I said sophomore. A lot of sophomores in this game. 53-47. Central can open this up to a 8-point game if they can knock that shot down, but for one of the rare times today, Josh Jones not good. He also missed that dunk earlier. Here's Meyer for three. Long rebound fought for. Young comes away with it for Bellevue West. Into the corner, Martin back into the game, and a steal. Taken away by Jones. Up ahead, Grixby. Down the floor, lost it right into the hands of Young. Maybe tried to push the issue a little bit too much because he did not have numbers. Here's a three on the other end from Meyer. No. Martin, though, with the rebound and a foul. Two guys who need to factor in if Bellevue West is going to come back in this one, and they're only down 6. But you got to think Jake Meyer, and you definitely have to think Jeff Martin, who has really struggled today. Martin with just 2 points on 1 of 8 shooting.
Jeff Martin having to work hard in the defensive end too, guarding Josh Jones. Myers had a couple good looks at the basket, just hasn't knocked them down.
All good from the corner off the inbound, no. And the rebound to Central. They're up 6 as we start this 4th quarter. Central has not won a state championship in basketball since 1975. In the long, long history of this school, and they were involved in the very first state championship, they've only won 3 all time. Off the miss. Rebound down to Bellevue West. Martin into the front court. And despite the struggles, every time Martin gets the ball, he's got Jones right in his face. So they're not going to give him an open look for 3 and let him start to feel a shooting touch again. Through the lane, and did he save it? Yeah, did, and a foul from behind on Grace.
Now Bellevue West turned a negative into a positive there. Really were in trouble. Meyer has the ball stripped away. Great hustle play by Martin to save it in. And Meyer gets fouled.
So it'll be Jake Meyer to the free throw line, the 6'6" senior. Has 14 points this afternoon.
9 rebounds.
He missed the first. Into the game for the Eagles, Ben Klein.
Klein back in the game with those 4 personals, John.
Second one is good. He goes 1 for 2 on that trip. Lead is 5 for the Eagles in the dark jerseys. Bellevue West going for their 3rd straight Class A title. Only one other team has won as many, and that was Lincoln Northeastern when they won 4 in a row. Jones outside, Kanger wide open 3, and it rattled in and out, but the rebound to Grace. Grace trying to muscle his way over Meyer. No, put back Jones! They run the floor, Martin back the other way, double-handed layup, no! And Bellevue West, even though that's their style, they still look out of control coming down the floor.
Well, they're a little frustrated right now, is Bellevue West. And what can you say about Josh Jones? He's really playing the game of his life right now for the young sophomore.
5 minutes, 53 seconds left in regulation. Central with the ball and a 7-point lead.
This is NET1.
Are you living with a piece of the past? The History Detectives want to hear your story. Go to the address on your screen and don't miss the new season of History Detectives.
Need to go into Iraq, laying out a number of questions. Have we prepared?
Meth to me was the ultimate high, and you could stay up for days. And
Dateline Cuba. Everyone in Cuba knew something was about to happen.
Their Missing Candidate series, the station provided an in-depth look at
Statewide, it's good to know.
Omaha Central has led ever since Josh Jones hit the three at the buzzer at the end of the first half. They haven't given it up.
Jones really picked up where he left off yesterday. He had 26 yesterday against Kearney. Filling up the stat sheet today, 21, 8 of 12 from the field.
Here's Ronell Grigsby into the front court for the Eagles. There's Jones. Charge! Charge! That's number 4 on Grigsby.
And that's just a case of trying to do too much, John. Grigsby took it into the paint. There was nothing there. In that situation, he's got to pull it out, run their offense.
So he immediately comes off the floor. And here's Chris Griffin. Now, the last 2 times that Grigsby came off the floor for any extended time, and there's the replay, and it looked like there was decent position there. But the last couple of times he was off the floor, it's when Bellevue West made some decent runs. I believe he was off the floor during that initial run where they were down 7-0 and then got 8 quick points.
That's a great point. It's going to be interesting to see how Central plays, especially defensively, with Grigsby on the bench.
Another Central foul. That's going to be number 4 on Grace. So the top rebounder in this game in foul trouble. And all of a sudden, this got real interesting.
Klein, Grace, and Grigsby all with 4 fouls for Central.
They'll bring in Tostenson here at the whistle, or at the buzzer after this first free throw. It's good. Jake Meyer knocks down the first. Here comes Vondre Tostenson. Now it's times like this where Central in years past may have gotten a little too frustrated. But the one thing I've noticed about this team in the times that I've seen them is that they have responded.
Chris Griffin's been really a calming influence on them from his point guard spot. Let's see if he could get Central calmed down, run their offense here.
Ben Klein into the front court against Allgood. All the way through, has to kick it out for Griffin. Griffin down through the lane to Kanger. Now Central's going to back it out a little bit. Going to play a little bit more deliberate pace here, if they can. Down in, hop step through the lane, no. Central spread the floor that time, hoping to create some space. Under 5 to go, and Bellevue West is crawling back into it. Martin takes it in, yes!
And when you're not shooting well, John, that's what you have to do. Take it to the basket, try to get something easy. Maybe this will get Martin going.
It's down to a 3-point game with a whole lot of reserves on the floor and a timeout taken by Omaha Central. 30-second timeout with 4:38 left to play. And you know, you got a lot of reserves on the floor. Bellevue West definitely keeping an eye on where number 23 is at this point in the game. But at some point, you'd like to spread the floor just enough and find enough space for him to make another play, because he's been making them all day.
Well, not only is Grigsby, their creator, not on the floor, Rodney Grace, their leading rebounder with 11, is not on the floor. So this is a very vulnerable point in the basketball game for Omaha Central.
Right now, the possession arrow belongs to Bellevue West. The Thunderbirds have 4 timeouts. Central has 3. Central has already put Bellevue West now in the double bonus. Their next foul will be their 10th. Bellevue West, however, has only committed 3 fouls. And we mentioned the 3 players with 4, Rodney Grace and Ben Klein and Ronell Grigsby. For Bellevue West, nobody has more than 2 fouls in this game. So they've got a lot more leeway to work with here. Down by 3, but Central has the basketball with that lead. And back out on the floor is Ronell Grigsby. And Grace is back on the floor as well.
Interesting
and so too is
strategy
Klein.
by Coach Behrens. He's going to go with them.
His starters, all of them, back in the game. Sensing that perhaps a momentum shift is in process here.
Central spreading the floor, looking for slashing to the basket.
Grigsby thought about driving in, brings it back out. Here's Klein. Klein draws Young's attention. Now to Josh Jones. Four minutes left to play in the game. Nearly lost it on the dribble, caught at the sideline, timeout Central.
You get Central struggling a little bit, over dribbling the basketball.
We'll come back. The drama builds in the Class A championship.
At the conclusion of the game, because of the possibility of injuries, players and spectators.
Coverage of the 2006 Nebraska State High School Basketball Championships on NET are made possible in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. By the Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, community grants, and college planning services. And by the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment.
In the heart of the Pacific, adventure is born. Jean-Michel Cousteau's Ocean Adventures.
After the Omaha Central timeout, they have 2 remaining, leading by 3. And in a position of vulnerability, and another, was it going to be another timeout? Yes, because getting it in on the inbounds play was difficult, and Grace was falling out of bounds, and they burn yet another timeout. They're down to 1 with 3:56 left, and you can sense that Central definitely is feeling the pressure here. This is a new opportunity for all of these kids. Sophomore, senior, junior, freshman, doesn't matter. They've not been in this situation, and this is where the veteran experience, despite the fact that there's some young players, but this is where the Jake Myers and the Jeff Martins can start to take over, because not only they've been here twice before.
And Doug Woodard, he's a veteran of the state basketball tournament as well. Great denial on the out of bounds by Bellevue West. Central had to enter it into Grace, not the guy they're looking to enter that inbounds into. Their big man, he was off balance, falling out of bounds, had to call timeout. Central now with just 1 timeout remaining.
You just sense that Central needs a play from one of their playmakers to kind of get off the mat here. They're still leading, but they are not playing like the same Central team we saw in the 3rd quarter. They'll inbound to Grigsby, who draws the double team, and a foul. Oh, and Bellevue West wanted that steal in the worst way. Tyler Vandermint.
Well, they really
picks up his 3rd.
Bellevue West really had that set up as they entered it into Grigsby in the corner. Vandermint came for the trap, nearly got the steal.
It's only the 4th team foul, so no foul shots here for Central. Again, the inbound. This time, no double team. Looking for a flash to Grace, nothing there. Kanger hands it off. Here comes Grigsby. Underhand dish to Grace, draws the foul. He'll go to the line.
Central went to a 2-1-2 set there with Kanger at the high post. Got the entry feed at the high post from Grigsby, handed it off to him. Grigsby with a nice dish off to Grace.
Rodney Grace with 6 points today. Misses the first free throw.
Antoine Young and Jeff Martin, 6 for 21 from the field combined in today's game for Bellevue.
Second one good. Lead is 4. 3:39 left. Here come the Thunderbirds. Meyer with Kanger on him. Young Hop through the lane, yes! And that's the advantage of having so many guys in foul trouble is a guy like him who can create a play, can go right through there, and those trees don't have as much bark. Here it comes, in and out. 3 minutes to go. Central's lead is 2. Josh Jones. Grigsby all the way through, kicks it off to Kanger. Central being very deliberate here.
Josh Jones hasn't had a look in a while. Central's got to be looking to get him some touches.
And Antoine Young is right on top of him. Central taking time, and a travel is called on Tim Kanger.
Central does not look comfortable in this spread set, trying to run clock, John.
No, they don't at all. Here comes Young into the front court. Martin. All good. Down through the lane, he kicks it out. Vanderment lost it off his foot. And it's saved by his teammate, Young. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. Bellevue West is down by 2.
Let's see if Antoine Young gets a high pick. Doug Woodard wants to talk about it here.
Full timeout. Bellevue West, they have 3 remaining with 2:04 to play. Bellevue West does still have that possession arrow.
We'll see what Doug Woodard's thinking, but I think you could definitely see something up top for Antoine Young. Central's in a hard deny, man-to-man pressure. I could see a pick up the top of the key to try to wheel Young into the paint. The shot's there taken. If not, he'll dish out to his three-point shooters.
Antoine Young, perhaps the target. Here he comes on that last play, but watch. He's got 1, 2, 3 guys there, and none of them wanted to get close. 2 of those guys, Grigsby and Grace, each with 4 fouls, so it makes a guy like Antoine Young even more dangerous because he can do things like that.
Bellevue West is going to be looking for Young, trying to get into the paint. If they collapse on him, he's got great three-point shooters to kick it out to, and all good, and Martin.
2 minutes, 4 seconds left. We'll see what they have drawn up here. The inbound will come from the Bellevue West sideline. High lob, nobody there. Ball taken away by Klein. Someone missed their signal there.
Central zoned it out of bounds. Crossed Bellevue West up a little bit there.
So a good switch up by head coach Eric Behrens to perhaps help change the momentum, and there's a touch foul. It's going to be on Jake Meyer. For Meyer, that is his 3rd. Minute 41 left. Central's in that real precarious position where you want to run some clock because you got the lead, but as you mentioned in their last possession, they just don't look comfortable doing that. They'll inbound deep backcourt for Grigsby. Coming up on 90 seconds to play, and there's another foul. Central wants the intentional. It's not going to be called here. Usually you save the intentional foul call for something that is real obvious in a game like this, in a situation like this. That foul, the 7th, will put Ronell Grigsby to the free throw line.
And Martin had a legitimate foul before he grabbed Grigsby. That was a good call there by the referee.
Here's Grigsby, 7 points today.
0 for 2 from the line.
He'll get the second. It's a big, big free throw as you take a look at big brother. Courtney sweating this one out. He's got the second. Central leads by 4. 90 seconds left. This possession very important for Bellevue West.
Central in the zone.
3, Meyer, it's going to be short. Rebound, offensive. Put back, no, put back, yes! On the weak side, Martin again. And a quick foul in the backcourt. And that's going to send Ben Klein to the free throw line.
Interesting, Central's played man-to-man, hard-nosed defense the entire game. And now the last two possessions, they switched it up to a 2-3 zone.
And that is the 5th foul on Jeff Martin. In all of the excitement, the hubbub on the key Central players with foul trouble, we neglected to mention Jeff Martin, who just picked up number 5. And it was not a great day for Martin. 3 of 11, 0 for 6 from the three-point arc. Only 6 points for Martin, who averages 17 a game.
You look at the Bellevue West foul situation now. 3 fouls on Meyer, 3 on Vanderman.
First foul shot good, he'll get the second. It's interesting, though, that in a situation where they were fouling intentionally to send Central to the free throw line, that it would be Martin that picks it up, knowing that he had 4. Into the front court, Young, down, layup, good. Back to a 2-point game, timeout Bellevue West.
Well, that was exactly what Bellevue West wanted there. Antoine Young going the distance. Easy lay-in. Let's see what the strategy is now for Doug Woodard. If he's going to try to foul right away and send Central to the line. They've knocked down 4 of their last 4 free throws.
Just taking a look, turnovers. Neither of these teams really turned the ball over a lot, 9 apiece. I would think that at the very least, you've got to give your backcourt defense at least enough time to see if they can foster a steal if you're going to foul. Because you know Central's probably not going to attack the basket at this point. Of course, they could surprise us. But you almost have to think that you want that foul to come after you've at least had a shot to maybe get a steal. It's a 2-point game here.
It's all going to depend on who gets the inbound pass for Central. If Bellevue can force it to come into one of Central's bigger players, maybe they want to foul Rodney Grace. He struggled a little bit from the line.
Kanger will trigger in the inbound for the Eagles. Backcourt pressure for the T-Birds. It comes into Grigsby, and Grigsby is fouled. He'll go to the line.
So the strategy is to foul right away on the coming out of the timeout.
Now Central, throughout the state tournament, has been pretty good from the line. They were 15 of 20 on Thursday in the win over Prep and 20 of 25 yesterday against Kearney. Today, though, 8 of 12, still not bad. Here's Grigsby. First one's good.
Hit his last 3.
Doug Woodard probably thinking, hey, Central's never been in this spot. This team has a history of maybe doing uncharacteristic things. But Central, as I mentioned, responds to the challenge. 60 seconds to go. Bellevue West down by 4. Trying to make a little bit of history of their own. Look at the pressure coming out on the wing. Meyer from 3, he's got it! Jake Meyer makes it a 1-point game. And a timeout, Bellevue West. A huge 3 from Jake Meyer.
But John, Omaha Central is doubling up on Antoine Young. As soon as he crossed half court, Young had to get rid of it. Meyer steps up, knocks down a huge 3-pointer for the big man.
And now this kind of changes the strategy a little bit, because we'll take a look at the 3 here, and as we mention it, now that with this made 3, no matter what Central does, unless they make a 3 of their own, it's going to be a 1-possession game. So if they send them back to the foul line, at best, it'd be a 3-point lead for Central. So kind of changes the dynamic here just a little bit.
Bellevue West still, I think, will be looking to foul here. They're still down 1. They can't really afford to sit back on this possession. Down 1, I think they'll come out, try to deny the inbound. If they don't get the steal, they'll foul.
Bellevue West possession arrow. Each team with 1 timeout left. Now for the rest of the game, it's double bonus. So that's another thing to consider as well.
What a shot by Meyer. He's got 20 now. He's really stepped up today.
That's his first 3. We told you he could shoot it, and he did. He made it right there. Grigsby fouled in the backcourt by Engelbart, and they're going to send Grigsby back to the line.
Central's made 9 of their last 10 free throws, John. They really have been clutch at the line here at crunch time.
Yeah, they're going to need to continue to be clutch.
Obviously a strategy to let Grigsby get the ball in. Bellevue West did not switch on the inbounds.
The sophomore is money on the first. 46.9 seconds left. Eric Behrens pointing his Central Eagles in the right direction here.
Each team with 1 timeout.
3-point lead. 3 will tie it. We'll see what they do. Young into the front court, will take it through the lane and make the layup. It's back to a 1-point game. In the back court and a foul. This time it's going to send Josh Jones to the free throw line off the all-good foul.
Now Central expanding their defense out on the perimeter, creates a lane for Antoine Young. That's exactly what Bellevue West wants to do. They didn't have to have a 3 there. 35 seconds, a lot of time.
And I really like that strategy too, knowing full well the foul situation and the fact that you've got a playmaker who can shoot both ways, go with the left or the right hand. A guy like Antoine Young.
Interesting, Bellevue West has gotten back into the game even though Central is making their free throws.
Not that time. Josh Jones misses the first.
Jones' first free throw attempt of the game. He's got 21, but that's his first free throw attempt.
He's got the second. It's a 2-point game. 34 seconds left. What will they do? Neal Steele. Oh! Klein had it. They're going to call the tie-up. Bellevue West basketball. Oh, that was close. Ben Klein reached in, grabbed the ball. For a brief moment, there was a tie-up. Then he wrestled it away. Then, falling out of bounds, tried to slap it off the Thunderbirds' leg.
Bellevue West has got to be looking for Antoine Young going to the basket right here. Penetration, if he gets covered, kick.
They bring it in. 26 seconds left.
Double screen for Allgood.
Allgood, no 3 attempted there because there was no room. Young takes it in, he's fouled, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. They're going to put the Bellevue West sophomore at the free throw line. That's number 3 on Jones, so these 2 free throws would tie the game, and he gets both of them.
Antoine Young, 3 of 4 from the line for the game. Has a shot at any bigger free throws than this in his career.
He missed the first.
The Bellevue West will be looking to foul here. Make or miss.
And with that, they bring in Terrence Ollis. Ollis in the game. 16.9. The best that Bellevue West can get out of this is a 1-point deficit unless he misses it. And Bellevue West gets a putback. He's got the second. 1-point lead for Central. Timeout.
Substitution.
No, I'm sorry, substitution, not timeout.
Smart move there by Doug Woodard. Get the game stopped on the sub, get his defense set.
That brings in Kyle Wilson. You know his job is just to come in and foul somebody quickly, and he is right on top of Ronell Grigsby. They try to get it into Grigsby. They do. He flashes down the floor, and they foul him with 14 seconds left. And Grigsby, who has been money at the free throw line. Big brother, watching, hoping, praying.
Grigsby 6 of 8 from the line. He's got 13 in the game. He's hit some real clutch free throws down the stretch here.
He missed the first. And now, Bellevue West.
Coach Woodard substituting offense for defense here. Brings his shooters in. Engelbart and Vandermint.
This means on this possession, Bellevue West could win it or tie it, depending on what happens here. He makes it. It's a 2-point game. 14 seconds left. Do they go for the tie? Do they go for the win?
Man-to-man by Central.
Here comes Young. Young down through the lane. He's tripped and he's fouled. Foul is going to be on Grace, and that's it for Grace. But it sends Young back to the line to try to redeem himself and try to tie the game with 7 seconds left. Granted, you lose Grace. but I don't mind the fact that they fouled him. Don't let him make the shot. Send him back to the line where he missed one the last time down.
Thought maybe Central would go zone there on that play to keep Young out of the paint. Got a high pick, a good strong pick from Meyer, and Grace just didn't move his feet quite quickly enough to get over and shut that off.
So once again, Antoine Young needing 2 free throws to tie.
Young with 20 in the game now.
Central still has a timeout left, and Eric Behrens wants to use it. So now you draw up all kinds of possibilities. You have to factor in if he misses it. You have to factor in if he makes it. And what kind of a play are you going to run? Kind of interesting that he would use the timeout there in the event that this next free throw is good. He does not have a timeout then to draw up a play.
I was thinking the same thing. Obviously, he's talking about both scenarios right now, make or miss. If Bellevue West misses, right now he's talking about fundamental boxing out on a free throw, okay? If you don't have the shooter, the other guy's going to step down on the other side, try to prevent Bellevue from getting an offensive rebound. If they make, I think you're going to see Grigsby. He's the guy that can get up the floor quickly. You look for Grigsby, clear it out for him. If Bellevue West is one-on-one or is man-to-man, look for Central to bring their other 4 players down onto the baseline and try to create a one-on-one situation with Grigsby.
So here we go, 7 seconds left, possession arrow Central. The only timeout left belongs to Bellevue West. One more free throw coming up for Antoine Young. If he makes it, we're tied. If he misses it, we'll just have to wait and see. What pressure. Doesn't matter how talented you are, he's still a sophomore. He's still barely old enough to drive, and he's got the biggest free throw of his life right now. And he makes it. We're tied. 7 seconds left. Grigsby with 5. Grigsby across the timeline with 4. Grigsby spinning. Tostenson, we have a traveling call with 0.8 seconds left. It'll be Bellevue West basketball with 0.8 seconds left. Bellevue West is going to use their timeout. Remember, you get a couple timeouts back in overtime, so you might as well use it here, and maybe if you can draw up some kind of crazy play. Let's take a look. After the made free throw, here comes Grigsby.
Central really had it set up the way they wanted. Grigsby drew the defense to him. Good call there by the referee, I do believe. I think Central had it set up, just couldn't quite execute.
And look at where he was going to go. They were going to go to the freshman to win the game. How about that? All right, 0.8 left.
It's one of those bang-bang plays. As Central now substituting in 6'9" Drew Meyer. He's going to be on the ball. And Bellevue West, you could catch and shoot here, John, but it'd be very difficult. You see some sort of a lob play.
We have not had overtime in Class A in the championship since 1993 when Papillion La Vista defeated Omaha Burke 58-52. We are 0.8 seconds and a missed shot here, assuming Bellevue West can squeeze it off from overtime right here.
Young will be circling towards the basket or possibly a lob to Meyer at the top of the key.
Here it is, the lob tipped away, and we're going into overtime. Oh, and I don't think that shot would have counted. I don't think it would have counted. Ben Klein came away with it, but the officials weren't waving it off, so it might have counted. But we have overtime in Class A. So a new 4 minutes.
It was the lob to Meyer. Central was there to double team it, and really not there for Bellevue West.
Let's take a look. Our producers are saying it would have counted. Here it is. Nice step in front. Now see the ball touch there. Yes, it looked like he would have gotten it off in time. Now remember, now granted it missed, so there's really no issue here, but if we run into a situation where we have to look at a last second shot, there is no instant replay in high school basketball. Even though we are here, television is here, if we have a situation where you have to decide whether or not the shot got off or whether it was a 3 or a 2, there is no replay in high school basketball, so the official's decision stands. In the event we run into that situation, and the way this game has gone, you just never know. Each team will get a timeout here in the overtime. It's a 4-minute overtime. We still have a couple players in foul trouble for Central, too, with Grigsby and Klein. And remember, Rodney Grace, their top rebounder, has already been disqualified, and Jeff Martin for Bellevue West has been disqualified with 5 fouls.
Central did not score a field goal in the last 5 minutes and 52 seconds of the fourth quarter. Now, granted, they were at the line a good portion of the latter stages of the fourth, but it's been a long drought.
Here's the tip, and the ball's going to be controlled. If Jones can get it, no. Young comes away with it. So Bellevue West can take the lead here. Haven't had it for a while. As we start the overtime period, down through the lane, here comes Young. He draws a foul, and it counts! Here comes Antoine Young.
Again, Young at his best right there, going to his left, into the lane, able to finish, takes the foul. Strong move by the sophomore.
The freshman Tostenson picks up his first foul. This would give him a 3-point lead. He's got it. Boy, I tell you, after he missed that first free throw there in the last minute of the fourth quarter, he has really come on. Young showing great maturity. And now Bellevue West leads by 3, and Central needs a field goal. One they haven't had in a while. Ben Klein. Looking around, nearly lost it off his foot. Here comes Grigsby. Fading away. Tostenson takes the 3. Good! He ties the game! That shot was on a line. It was either going to hit the rim or it was going to go in.
Give him a lot of credit for stepping up, the freshman right there. Not afraid to take the big shot.
Meyer around to Young. Young in the lane. Jumper missed. Rebound to Jones. Up ahead to Grigsby. Grigsby, though, is going to slow it down here. He didn't have any teammates out in front of him. It's a good, smart move, especially when you got 4 fouls. Near takeaway, Grigsby pulls up from 3 and knocks it down!
How about the youngsters from Central?
Right back in your face, and Central up 3. Retaliation the other way, airballed it. Tried to save it. He did! Oh, what a save! Oh, what a save! From Tyler Vandeman. If these kids are tired, they're not showing it. They are flying like you wouldn't believe. This is for the title in overtime. 1-point game, Central with the basketball in the lead. Jones takes it in, brings it out. Central spreading the floor again.
Central back in their spread offense. The 1-point lead.
Under 2 minutes left in the overtime. Grigsby looks outside. Open 3 on the way. It's good from Ben Klein. And Central's up by 4. Here comes Young, outside, Engelbart for 3. He bricked that one, rebound, comes down to Central. They've got numbers this time, feeding outside, a 3 from Klein again, back-to-back 3-point shots. What a game for Ben Klein in the overtime. Timeout, Omaha Central, holy moly, Toledo, Mackerel, and Cal. Ben Klein comes up huge in the overtime.
Not much you can say about it, John. Just Ben Klein stepping up and knocking down 2 clutch 3-pointers back-to-back.
Here he is, the first one.
Central showed good patience offensively in that set. And there's Grigsby penetrate and pitch out to Klein. Great patience on the first possession. Central spread the floor, very patient. Klein had the open look and he knocked it down.
And how many times do you see that, JF, where you've got a 4-point lead and you're running the break in the overtime with under 90 seconds left, and Central says, to heck with it, we're going to step on your throat.
Klein was feeling it right there. And you know, Central did not execute very well in that spread at the end of regulation, but they have executed here in the overtime.
Klein with 16 points. None bigger than the last 2 times the ball left his fingertips.
Bellevue West has lost track a little bit about what got them there, and that's Antoine Young off the dribble in the paint.
And now they need some points here, and they need him in a hurry. Martin nearly had it stolen, Young nearly had it stolen. 3 back the other way, all good, no. And the rebound to Central. And we have a foul. We'll have more free throws coming up. Boy, you got to give Central some credit. They were struggling down the stretch outside of their free throws, but they have come here in the overtime knowing that you've got to let it all hang out. And they are 1:08 away from dethroning the 2-time champs.
Sophomore Grigsby hits a 3, Tostenson hits a 3, Klein, a junior, hits 2 threes.
And Ronell Grigsby hits another free throw. He is now 8 of 11 from the stripe. 79-71 Omaha Central. 80-71 Omaha Central, 9-point game. Bellevue West. Here comes Allgood, takes it in, lays it up and good. It's now a 7-point game. Pressure's gonna come. Still there, they tried to get the foul, and they do. And that'll send Ben Klein, the star of overtime, to the free throw line.
Great reverse pivot out of the trap, John. Nowhere to go. Had a crack on the sideline. Nice fundamental move there by Klein.
3rd foul on Allgood. Ben Klein hadn't really talked about him much, and then the overtime started, and he stole the headlines. Missed the first, and he's angry at himself. Still a 7-point game. Central is definitely in the driver's seat. There's still time for Bellevue West. Here's the second. It's an 8-point game. 50 seconds to go. Oh, a near walk. No call there. In the corner, Vandermeer had the ball tipped away, and guess who? Klein got his hand on it and knocked it away. And now Klein spins his way into the front court. Down for the freshman, Tostenson, he's fouled. He'll go to the line. He got hit in the side of the head.
Well, you said it, Ben Klein, he's been everywhere in overtime.
What a overtime for Ben Klein.
Just doing the little things, breaking the trap here in the last possession, getting his hand on in the passing lane defensively.
And that from an old-timer. He's a junior on this team. That's an old-timer. Tostenson, the freshman, makes the first 9-point game.
Well, that's a good-looking 9th grader right there.
Yeah.
Going to be hearing from him.
Makes him sound even younger when you say 9th grader. Second one missed. Bellevue West needs 3 threes to tie, and they need them fast. Here comes one from Meyer. Yes, he called the shot, called the bank. And Bellevue West burns their last time out. So the champions going down fighting here. Down by 6. Neither team now with a timeout left. Possession arrow Central. And they'll need to do something quick off the inbound. Either get a steal or get the quick foul.
Central, 18 of 26 from the line for the game. They will have to make a few more here if they want to ensure their championship.
Central won back-to-back state titles in 74 and 75. Their 2nd and 3rd in the history of the school, which, as we mentioned, first opened its doors in 1870.
If you're Bellevue West, you want Tostenson to get the ball. That's the guy you're looking to foul.
Here comes the inbound, and they're going to foul Klein. .4 seconds left. He makes one or both of these, and you almost have to declare Bellevue West's 2-year run over. Missed the first. Klein just frustrated with himself. He says, hey, let me shoot that from about 3 or 4 more feet behind and I'll knock that down. In and out on the second. There's still a chance for Bellevue West. Down by 6, into the front court. Young to the corner. Good defense on the perimeter, though. They're forcing the long 3 on the way. It's short. Rebound fought for. Foul Bellevue West. Central comes back the other way, and that might do it.
Meyer had a good look there, John. Got 25 in the game. They couldn't have asked for a better look on that trip.
And how much do you miss a Jeff Martin in this case? He fouled out in the 4th quarter, even though he had struggled. You really miss a Jeff Martin in that circumstance because it gives you just one more option, one more threat. And here comes Klein. Yes.
Klein with 8 points here in overtime.
He's got the second, and that should do it. Young up ahead with 10 seconds left. He'll put up a quick 3. It's too long. Tip try, no. Ball loose on the floor. Who's going to get it? It's going to belong to Bellevue West, but only 3.6 seconds are left. And this game is over. Omaha Central is going to win the Class A championship. Meyer will put up the 3, he'll make it, but the roar can be heard all the way to downtown Omaha. Omaha Central 84, Bellevue West 79 in overtime. Back with the medal presentations right after this.
CBS.
Officer. Omaha Central defeats Bellevue West 84-79. Here's the medal presentations in Class A.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we are pleased to present the Sportsmanship Award for Class A. We want to thank all schools, students, fans, players, and coaches for their ongoing efforts to improve sportsmanship at the state tournament and throughout the year. We also thank Awards Unlimited and the Nebraska Independent College Foundation for sponsoring these awards. Making the presentation and representing the Nebraska Athletic Directors Association is Jim Everly of Red Cloud. Presenting the award and representing the Nebraska Independent College Foundation is Dr. Wayne Baker from York College. This year's Class A Sportsmanship Award is presented to Bellevue West High School. Receiving the award are student representatives of Bellevue West and Athletic Director Kevin Broderick. Congratulations, Bellevue West High School. The Nebraska School Activities Association is pleased to present medals and trophies to both of these outstanding teams. The awards will be presented by NSAA Board of Control members Dr. Bob Resnicek of Omaha West Side and Chuck Hafer of Mullen. They will be assisted by U.S. Bank Representative Dolores Tierway. First, here are the awards for the 2006 Class A runner-up from Bellevue West High School. Will head coach Doug Woodard and your assistants step toward the middle of the court to present the silver medals to each member of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 5, Brett Engelbart. Number 10, Demetrius Trisvan. Number 12, Jake Hers. Number 24, Kyle Wilson. Number 44, Brandon Clough. Number 50, Terrence Ollis. Number 52, Shamari Wellington. Number 4, Jake Meyer. Number 14, Tyler Vandeman. Number 20, Jeff Allgood. Number 30, Antoine Young. Number 32, Jeff Martin. All of you are welcome to receive the runner-up trophy for your school. Congratulations, Bellevue West High School, 2006 Class A State runner-up. And now to the champions from Omaha Central High School. First, head coach Eric Behrens. We have a special coaches award for you. Now, coach, hand out the gold medals to your championship team members. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Fred Perry, number 1. Number 2, Chris Griffin. Number 5, Bryant Cotton. Number 12, Andre Tostenson. Number 14, Lorenzo Wilson. Number 34, Stephen Fiskus. Number 55, Drew Meyer. Number 3, Ronell Grixby. Number 10, Tim Kanger. Number 20, Ben Klein. Number 23, Josh Jones. Number 32, Rodney Grace. And now, all of you are welcome to receive the state championship trophy. Congratulations to the Eagles of Omaha Central High School, the 2006 Class A state basketball champion.
You know, I've been doing these state tournaments now for 11 years, and we've seen a lot of excited fans, a lot of emotion, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone as excited as these Omaha Central players, coaches, spectators. It is unbelievable. We'll talk more about that in a moment. We got interviews coming up. In the meantime, let's go down to Kyle. What a run for Bellevue West, and with all these young players, it ain't over yet, Kyle. Let's meet with the head coach, Doug Woodard.
Thank you, John. What a run, what a game. You're still on a run as far as I'm concerned, Coach. It's would have been better if you're on the other end. You've been involved in a lot of games. I mean, this was a classic 10-11 NET classic.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's probably ever been a better high school championship basketball game. I haven't seen one, or certainly been a part of one, where two teams played at that high of a level at the end of 3 days. And, you know, you got to tip your hat. They made an unbelievable number of shots, especially in overtime. And, I mean, probably the biggest, of course, was Tostenson's when we had a three-point lead. If that doesn't go in, you know, maybe we're able to take a little time. But he hit it. Drained it right down the middle. And so they deserve credit for hitting huge shots.
team with class, Coach. We'll talk about stats, but you look across the board, there were just two areas where they weren't identical stats, the free throws and the threes. I mean, I guess the question one of the writers brought up, I mean, this is the way basketball ought to be played. You made the state proud tonight.
Well, you know, that's great, and I know there's so many people here that love and enjoy basketball that probably didn't have a preference one way or the other that are walking out of here thinking that was a heavyweight classic, and that's what you want to be. And our kids, they don't have anything to hang their heads about. They got beat by a team that hit more shots than they did in an overtime session. But we fought back. We played as hard as we can, which is what these kids always do, and just needed to make one more shot in there somewhere.
Never gave up, Coach. Heck of a class act. Let's throw to break. What else can you say, guys?
Nebraska is the only state served completely by publicly owned power. That means our success isn't determined by how well we serve stockholders, but by how well we serve fellow Nebraskans. It means Nebraskans working 24 hours a day to provide uninterrupted service and affordable electric rates to other Nebraskans. Always there when you need us. NPPD. Together with your local public power utility.
An animal has feelings like us and is capable of suffering emotional as well as physical pain.
Do animals feel happiness? Feel guilt?
They're dog.
Animal emotions. Next time.
Sunday night at 7 Central Time on NET1. NET's Nebraska Connects is an ongoing online reference guide that gets bigger and better all the time. One website connects you with information about elder care, educational financial aid, insurance advice, health tips, and so much more. Find out more at netnebraska.org. Click on television and look for Nebraska Connects. Be more connected with NET.
Omaha Central State Class A champions for the first time in 31 years. Let's take a look at the final numbers. It was the Josh Jones show for Omaha Central until overtime, and then Ben Klein took over and made those two huge threes, finished with 19. Jones led Omaha Central with 22. Ronell Grigsby with 19, 9 of those from the stripe. Bellevue West had 28 from Jake Meyer. Great game from Jake Meyer, 28 and 10 rebounds. 10 of 14 from the field. Antoine Young, who will be back, my friends, 24. And we had a chance during the whole medal presentation. John C. Johnson, who was the star on this Omaha Central team the last time they won state, was here, very nicely dressed in a suit, tears in his eyes. I tell you what, folks, the emotion is just pouring out of Omaha Central, and the young man who led him to the state championship is head coach Eric Behrens. He is with Kevin Suits. Kevin, take it away.
Class A champs, Omaha Central, Eric Behrens. All I have to say is what a contest. What a fantastic Class A championship game.
You know, Bellevue West has an outstanding team, and we're just fortunate, I think, to come out on top. Their pressure is so tough, and they shoot the ball, you know, with Antoine Young and Martin and Meyer. And so we just feel really good right now that even after we kind of let it slip at the end of regulation and they came back and got it to overtime, we just hit that quick barrage of threes that really was the difference in the game. So we couldn't be more pleased.
This game had so many twists and turns. Just kind of walk us through that overtime period. What did you say to your guys to keep the composure and come out and execute the way you did in OT?
Well, they got off first. You know, they got a three-point play right away. And Vondre Tossinson came down and hit that three. And that was the biggest shot of the game, I thought, because all of a sudden that tied it up again. And then the two threes that Ben Klein hit back-to-back, and it separated from, I think, 1 to 7, and that was just huge. And then all of a sudden, if we were able to make free throws and get some stops, we were in the driver's seat.
To be able to do this, this is the first Central title since 1975, to be able to do it to a two-time defending champs and a team you know fairly well, what does it all mean?
It means a lot. You know, before the game, we talked about their experience, and we just hoped that we were hungrier. You know, we hoped that since they had been there and already got that craving filled, and we hadn't, that we were going to play a little bit hungrier, a little bit more determined, and you know, we were fortunate to come out on top.
Eric, congratulations. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. What a great game that you guys delivered. Again, Omaha Central is your Class A champs. Let's turn now to the players. Vondre Tostenson, coach just gave you some love about that three-pointer you hit in overtime. Talk about just what happened there and occurred in OT to get to that shot to offer you.
I mean, I just stepped up and did what I was asked. I mean, just came in for Rodney because he had fouled out. I just did what I could do, just did my job.
Touch on this whole emotion of the game, being able to hang tough. I mean, you had that lead cut into in the fourth quarter, but going into overtime, but then you guys really executed the way you wanted to in OT, I'm guessing.
Well, we just stayed calm the whole game. I mean, their pressure didn't get to us. I mean, we just had to stay relaxed, and we came out of halftime relaxed, and I mean, we just let the game take over.
Vondre, thanks. Congratulations. We appreciate it. Next up, Rodney Grace, one of the seniors on this squad. Rodney, you're going out on top and being able to do it against the two-time defending champs. Reason to smile, right?
Yeah, man. This is incredible, man. It's 1974, 1975, and 2006. And this is incredible. I can't explain it. I can't even speak.
What was going through your mind there in overtime when you saw you guys get the three-point lead, then you saw the 6-point lead? What's going on in the head?
And I'm thinking my boy's about to bring it home to us. You know, after all these years, I mean, my team's just gonna, you know, bring it home. It's another one for the shelves. You know what I mean?
And the journey from start to finish this season, what it's like?
Oh, it's just been fun. I mean, I love playing with these guys, and I'm gonna miss them so much. And you know, I just got to get ready for my journey to college, you know, and I wish them all the best for next year because I know they're going to take it again.
Well, we're going to wish you the best as well. Congratulations, going out on top. Next up, Ben Klein. Ben, obviously some very key three-pointers in that overtime period. Coach talked about it. Vondre talked about it. Let's get your thoughts on it.
Well, we shoot threes during practice, end of practice, whatever. I make one, I get on a roll. I have confidence, basically. That's all it is.
Is that really what it was, confidence, especially like in the second half when you guys went on that little run, and then even though they chipped into it, was it still the confidence still there?
Yeah, we know they're going to make a run. We just got to hold it off, and then once we get one, we can make our own run. It's not just one team that can do it.
What about the defense there? It seemed to really crank up in pressure situations.
We had to force Antoine to the right. When he was going left, he created himself a shot. So basically we had to shut him down and then close out another shooters.
Ben, thanks. Congratulations. We wish you the best of luck. Josh Jones now stepping in with us. Josh, fine performance, and you're smiling. Talk about this group of guys that you guys have. A lot of you guys return. There are many more brighter days in Omaha Central history to come, right?
Right. We have next year and year to come. You know, we have a great chemistry this year. We got great players, all 5 starters. Everybody have a great team.
What about this future? Does this really set the table for, like you just touched on, next year and following year?
Yeah, it's confidence. You know, it gives us more confidence that we can get it done next year and the year after, but we also got to work hard. That's what got us to where we at.
Take us through this game. It seemed like it was almost a tale of two halves. It was blow for blow, first half, second half. You guys started to pull away. They cut into it. And then the overtime. Just kind of give us your thoughts on the whole progression of it.
I knew it was going to be tough, but it's just a matter of how you're going to get the job done, you know. First half, kind of shaky. We was trying to see what they was going to come out and do. Second half, we got together and put out the victory.
Josh, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you in the years to come. He's just a sophomore. And last but not least, Ronell Grigsby. Ronell, I guess congratulations first. There's one thing that really stands out about your performance today, those clutch free throws. They really proved to be one of the deciding factors and able to get it into overtime and just hang tough.
Yes, you know, I stepped up to the challenge and I felt that I can hit them in clutch time, so I stepped up and then hit them down.
How tough was that? They called some timeouts to try to ice you. You heard the crowd. You knew what was at stake. How hard was it?
You know, sometimes when you're on the field, you don't ever hear the crowd. You know, you be locked in so much and all you're thinking about is just shooting a free throw.
Ronell, talk about the overtime from your perspective as well, and then once you saw those final seconds tick off and what was going on emotionally when you guys got to finally hold that hardware up.
That we won, that we're going to win, that we're going to win, and that was all. It was the greatest feeling that ever can come.
What does this mean in your eyes for all the players, coaching staff? What does this mean for Omaha Central?
That we have a dynasty that's about to begin, and I feel that since we have a young team, and I feel that we can strive for better, just work hard and we can succeed for more.
Thanks so much, Ronell. Congratulations. Some seniors depart from this Omaha Central team, but a lot of them return. Still a lot of returning underclassmen for next year's. Look for the future of Omaha Central to be awfully bright. Congratulations to the Eagles, your Class A boys state champions. That's the end of our first session here at the Devaney Center. For 10-11 viewers, we will now join NCAA basketball coverage. After NCAA basketball, we will return to the Devaney Sports Center for the Class C1 state title game. Until then, for John Bishop, J.F. Hoffman, and Kyle D'Elia, I'm Kevin Suits. More basketball is up next on 10-11.
Coverage of the 2006 State High School Basketball Championships has been brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance, NC Plus Hybrids, Southeast Community College, Nebraska Community Colleges, Nebraska Abstinence Education Program, Nebraska Wesleyan University, E10 Unleaded, Hastings College, Liberty Herbicide from Bayer Crop Science, Nebraska Tire, One Oak Energy Marketing, and Nebraska's independent colleges.
You're watching NET Television, Nebraska's PBS station. This is NET1,